Hi, friends. In our time together today, I'm going to talk about some of the tools we use to learn the tunes we play. In addition to not just learning, but refreshing our memory of those tunes. And I actually want to talk soon about that process, but I also want to talk about the tools and how blending those tools together will help seat tunes better in your brain. I'm being a little intentional because I realize I'm going to have trouble saying tools and tunes. Anyway, I share a variety of methods of learning tunes. For example, I provide music and tabs integrated with the music. I provide an ability to see me as I play, to watch my hands and to listen. And I recommend that you go and find other people who are playing a tune, particularly groups, so that you could get a feel for what they're doing and do a variety of that so that you can expand your feel so that you can then determine how you want to play a tune. But one of the things I don't do, and this is out of the gate, I really kind of want to ask a question, start with a question. I don't provide music and tabs. And I know some of you use music and tabs as your primary tool for learning and refreshing your memory of a tune. And so, confession, I honestly have never done music. I've done ABCs, and it's something I will need to learn. But would it help you, and I'm assuming it will, would it help you if I learned ABCs and provided those with tunes as well? Because those of you who use ABCs are having to transcribe it. Though that's another tool. You see, writing a tune down for yourself helps put it into memory in addition to playing the tune. And that's another important facet that I haven't even mentioned yet. But not everybody has the ability to transcribe a tune. So, first question out of the gate. Do you use ABC notation? And would you like me to begin providing it after I learn it? Now, I want to transition here to talking about ways to use these tools to benefit the memory we have of playing tunes, as well as deepening that memory and refreshing our memory a little easier. So, every one of these tools, music, tabs, listening, watching, playing is a tool in and of itself. ABC notation, these are all excellent ways to learn music. And there's another I didn't mention, and that's sitting beside someone and playing with them and having them walk you through a tune. And that has been the traditional method through which music has passed from one person to another through the years. But the challenge is, I live in an area where I don't have someone like that. You likely, I know most of us live in areas where we don't have someone like that. So what has been historically the primary method for learning is now not available to most of us if we want to learn. So that's why music, tabs, ABCs, videos, listening, and practicing have escalated in importance for us in our more modern era. But fortunately, we've got this internet thing that helps us with that. So, I want to talk just a few minutes about using some of these tools and how they can help us. Every one of them is excellent. Some are better in some ways than others, but you don't have to abandon the one you like to use another one because someone says it's better. Use what you use. Enjoy what you enjoy. But if it's inadequate for you, then learn something else. Anyway, I'd like to say from the start that combining these methods is even better than using one. Now, that doesn't mean that if you read music, you should start reading tabs or ABCs as well. That doesn't mean if you read ABCs, you should start reading music. I mean something different. You'll always hear me say, go listen to many people playing this. Listen and watch. Imitate. That cycle, listen, watch, imitate, is one of the most powerful tools in seating a tune into your brain, heart, and fingers. When you watch enough people, that gives you a breadth of the potential expressions of a tune. And that's so important. And then you take that breadth of expression and you combine it with either printed music or tabs or ABCs, and some of you transcribing it yourself. That helps even further. So those are great tools to acquire tunes. They're also good tools to varying degrees to refresh our memory. But one thing that goes along with this is that none of these tools are perfect. None of these tools will do the job. At some point, you have to put in the effort to learn the tune, to enjoy the tune, to play the tune. But none of them are perfect. I've told you before, I grew up reading music, and the challenge was I was tied to the music. Even if I knew a tune, I was uncomfortable playing it without the music in front of me. I was crippled by that. I had to cut that ties. I continued learning tunes by music, but I had to cut the ties so that I could play a tune without music. And that was risky for me. It was a challenge and it scared me. It's okay. It was important. It was an important thing to do. So, one of the things I do is, and I would recommend, is you intentionally in your practice combine these three, because I'm learning tunes today and I learned other tunes previously. Here's what's going to happen to you and to me. You learn a tune. If you don't play that tune for a while, it's gonna, the freshness of it's going to fade out of your memory, and you won't be able to just pick up your whistle and start playing that tune unless it's one of those few tunes that has a deep place in your memory. And so even professionals will remind themselves of tunes. So, and this is important to keep fresh. You don't want to be tied to the tool you use. You see, you might not go and play gigs all the time. You might not go and play a session where you're expected to have things memorized. But what if you want to walk to the park and start playing? What if you want to go and sit in your backyard and play, and it's a windy day? It's always a windy day. Well, in many places. What if you're going hiking and you want to take a whistle? Take a whistle with you. Are you going to take tabs or ABCs? You want you want to have an idea of what you might want to play, and then you want to know those tunes enough to just pull out your whistle and start playing. And so that's why it's important to do this. So one of the things I do to refresh my memory is I have like a list of tunes that I know, that I've learned, and I'll go through as part of my practice and just start playing them. And if it's awkward, I'll try and find the tune. Like sometimes you can think of the middle of a tune, and so maybe I'll start playing the tune in the middle, and I'm thinking, oh, that's the beginning, and then I'll go back and play the whole tune. Don't run to your tool right away. And then after that, if I find a tune that I just can't, I'm struggling and I can't think of it, I'll pull out my tool, my music, whatever your tool is, and I'll refresh my memory. I'll get the music out of the way and then I'll play it. It's important to not be married to your tool, and I'll go through that. And it's important to, on a regular basis, refresh some of the tunes you know. That repetition over time strengthens memory. Okay? Repetition over time strengthens memory. Now, that doesn't mean that I give every tune the same attention. I have my favorites. You have your favorites. That is perfectly fine. Nothing wrong with that. So, but that's okay. So, we have tools. You have tools that you use to learn tunes, to keep your memory fresh of tunes. It might be, when you're trying to refresh your memory, it might be as simple as going to YouTube or going to your favorite music app, listening to somebody play it, listening to a group and go, I know that tune, and then start playing it. You don't even have to jump to your other tools. Mess with your head a little bit and don't always go to the same tool, and that will help you a lot. Go to the stronger tools. Watching and playing along are strong tools. Music is a strong tool, but it wants you to marry it. ABCs are a strong tool. Tabs, strong tools, but they don't want you to walk away. So you need to learn to walk away. Anyway, so use your tools to learn and to refresh your memory. Remember that memory starts fading a bit over time, so you've got to keep it fresh by repeating and going back to it with a certain measure of frequency. And that's why learning new tunes takes a while, because you're also refreshing the old ones. And that's good. So don't be married to your tool. Use multiple tools. Refresh your memory. And again, I don't know ABCs, but I'd be more than happy to learn that. And I'm actually feeling like I should, and I'm feeling like I should provide ABCs in addition to the other tools I provide. Would you like me to do that? Do you use ABCs? Just stick a comment down there. I hope this is helpful, my friends. If it is, like the video, because that tells YouTube, hey, these folks are doing good stuff. If you're brand new and just checking us out, I'd so love to welcome you in on this journey of those of us learning to play the whistle, focused on the low whistle. You know, I do the high D a lot, and we're going to throw some other keys in soon, but layering takes time. So I'm not going to do this really fast. I'm going to do this at the pace I'm learning. This is my journey. I've not been playing the tin whistle since I was a child. Just picked this up a couple of years ago, and I'm welcoming you on the journey because you are helping me learn and grow, and I hope that what we're doing together, we're helping each other. So anyway, my friends, until next time, this is Scott Shade. Happy whistling.